All right, thank you once again, everyone. Looks like we have everyone on board. We are ready to begin. Our speaker today is Andres. He is going to be taking you through the Chatterbox training, and he will be explaining everything as we go. Like I mentioned, there will be a live Q&A, so feel free to ask any questions as we go along. And that is it. Andres, are you ready?
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Let's get started. All right, then. So what you can see here is the Chatterbox login screen. So when you receive your invitations for Chatterbox, you'll be seeing this screen in which you'll enter your email, your password, and then you'll be able to log in here. So the main Chatterbox dashboard is comprised of 5 main tabs. We have the Messenger tab, we have Settings, Analytics, Payment Reports, and Workflows. Let's begin with Settings. So here in Settings, the first page we see is the agent profile. Now, something to note here is that every single agent that you have on Chatterbox, that is your Chatterbox users, will have their own version of this dashboard, meaning that each of them will be in charge of setting up their profile photo, entering their name, entering their email, and phone number. This email and phone number will not be visible to the customers, meaning that they won't be able to grab them and contact your agent directly. The email is just for logging in and notifications, and the phone number is just for notifications. Then we have the incoming customer inquiry alerts, or basically notifications. So again, each one of your agents will be in charge of setting up their notification preferences. Browser notification is an audible notification sound when you receive a new chat. And this only works if you're on your computer. If you're away from your computer, then you can use the text messages. So every time you get a new chat, you'll receive a text message notification to this email, to this phone number listed here. And then we have email notification. So as the name suggests, this just means that you'll get an email every time you get a new chat. So they can pick and choose which they want. And of course, they can have all 3. And here at the bottom, you'll be able to change your password if that is necessary. Okay, and for all these changes, don't forget to click on the Save Changes button. So that's it with the agent profile. Remember, each agent will have their own version of this dashboard, so everyone will be in charge of setting up their notifications and changing their passwords. Okay, then we have the agents page. So in this page, you'll be able to invite as many agents as you want. Chatterbox does not limit you on how many users you can have. And to invite a user, simply click on Invite Agents, enter their name, enter their email, and if you click here and scroll down, you will be able to see the stores that I'm going to show you how to create. Once you click on Invite Agent, these people that you select will receive an email, and that email will contain a link. They will click on that link, and they will log into Chatterbox. It's that simple. Then we have the stores pages. So here you can create the stores if you have multiple locations, for example, or if you want to have multiple departments of your store. So for example, here I have my everything store, and then I have a sales department and a warranty department. So the importance of this is that when customers go on your website and they click on the Chatterbox widget, they will be able to select to which store or department or location they want to chat with. And of course, in each location or each store, you're going to have a separate team. So only this team will be notified of these chats. Alternatively, you can have the same agents for all stores, so everybody's notified. Okay, and to create a store, simply click here on Add New, and then fill out the information. You have your store name, the address, city, state, and zip. You can select your time zone. And then we have the Messenger working hours. So what these working hours do is they select or they set which autoresponder message is being shown to your customers. So depending on what time of day they send a message, a specific autoresponder will be shown to them. So typically, I always suggest dealers select their physical hours. That is the hours that they're open. And yeah, so when the customer sends in a message, they'll be shown one autoresponder message. If they send a message outside these hours, then they'll be shown another message. So for example, for this, we could do from 9 to 8. And if I click here, apply to all days, then all of this is filled. And then maybe I'm closed on Sundays, for example. Or maybe I close down at 2 on Saturdays. Now here to the right, you can set up breaks. So if you close the store for lunch or anything along those lines, you can set up breaks here. And if customers send in a message inside these break times, then they will be shown a specific message that you will be able to set up. Okay, we can leave this box blank. The store phone number is no longer being used. And here at the bottom, we have a new conversation alert mode. So this is basically how Chatterbox will notify you and your agents that you have a new chat. The first method is round robin. So let's imagine that you have 10 agents in Chatterbox, 5 of which are logged in and available right now, right? So if a new message comes in, it will select the first available agent. Let's call it agent 1. And then the next chat will be for agent 2. And then the next one for agent 3, 4, 5, and then back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. This works great if you have a more or less dedicated team of people managing your chat. The only potential issue is that only the agent that is assigned a chat is notified of this chat. So if a chat comes into agent 1 will be notified, but the others won't. And if agent 1 happens to be busy, the other agents wouldn't necessarily know that there's a chat. They can still, find the chat on their dashboard, but they won't be notified. Alternatively, have the first to respond. And this is the one I really recommend to begin with. So this just means that you have 10 agents on Chatterbox, and if a new chat comes in, they will be notified regardless of if they're logged in or not. And whoever is available can just, log into the dashboard and claim the chat to themselves. This works best.
We do have
Yes.
one question in the Q&A. The primary question is, how do we add this feature to the website? I have a feeling that question is going to come up quite a bit. The Chatterbox itself, adding that to the website. If we could just break that down really quickly, because I have a feeling that's going to pop up several times.
Oh, sure. So adding the Chatterbox widget itself to the website is a very simple process. Essentially, after this training and after you log into your Chatterbox dashboard and set it up the way that you want it to be, all you need to do is send us an email, that is to your account manager or to customer service, letting us know that you're ready to begin accepting chats, and that's it. We'll enable it for you, and that's pretty much it. Now, if you still haven't, there is a form that you can fill if you're interested in using Chatterbox, and it's only a matter of filling out that form, and then RWS will reach out to you, letting you know that you can use Chatterbox, essentially. So that would be the first step, and then second step is taking the training, and third step is letting us know that you're ready to begin chats. Not sure if that answered the question.
Perfect. Thank you, Andres.
Sure. Okay. So as I said, I recommend using this one in the beginning, first to respond. Then we have a little checkbox here that says allow agents to reassign conversations. I suggest keeping this on. This just makes it easier for your agents to manage chats. So this means that your agents will be able to reassign chats to other people and or to themselves if necessary. Okay, once you have all this information filled out, just simply click on next. Well, next, and then you'll be taken here, agents in the store. So when you're first creating your Chatterbox store, there will probably only be one agent, and that is the administrator setting this up. So if you click here on add agent, you'll be able to select yourself. Or if you already have your agents, you'll be able to select which agents you want to add to this store. And you can add as many as you want, of course. And when you click on add, the store will be listed here. And that's it. Okay, let's move on to chat settings. The first page here is the widget install code. So this is the code that RWS is using on your website. You can ignore this page. This is for IT. Then we have the autoresponder. So these are the messages I was telling you about when setting up the working hours. So you have a working hours respond, and this is just an example. Let me go to a different store. Here it is. Okay, so this is just one example. Hi there, thank you for chatting with us. We'll be with you shortly. And this is sent after a delay of 1 second. These delays just give time to your agents to be able to respond before the autoresponder. But the flow is, in this case, if a customer sends in a chat and no one responds in 1 second, then the autoresponder message is shown to the customer. Then we have the breaks respond. So if you set up any breaks, this is the message that will appear. Then we have the non-working hours respond. So this is when your store is closed. Again, this is just an example. Hello there. Welcome to Primetime. This was a site that we're using for Primetime. Thank you for checking out Chatterbox. You just missed the showroom, but we can definitely see you tomorrow. So this just means that, it's important to let your customers know that the store is closed, and perhaps you can ask them for their phone numbers and or emails and let them know that you'll reach out the next available day. And then we have the weekends respond. So if you want to give a different response from when you're closed versus then when you're closed in the weekends, then you can. So let's say that you're when you close down for Saturdays, and if you're closed down on Sundays, this will be the response that will be shown to your customers. So these messages are completely customizable. They can pretty much say whatever you want. I suggest making them friendly, making them informative, so including your store hours maybe, or asking for a phone number and or an email. Okay, then we have the pre-chat questions. So as the name suggests, these are questions that your customers will need to respond to before they start the chat. What most of our dealers do is just ask for phone numbers. So a standard, please provide your best phone number or email, just in case you're not immediately available to respond. So when customers want to begin the chat, they'll be prompted with this, and they will be able to provide their phone numbers. Now, of course, this is very important. If your agents are not immediately available to respond, or no one is available, for example, then you will have that phone number on the chat. And then you can just use that chat to transform this web chat into a text message conversation, and then you can reach out to the customer directly. I will show you guys how to do that in just a few moments. But essentially, to add a pre-chat question, simply click here on Add New, and then select text or choice. Text means that the customers will type in the answer, and choice means that you will give them the choices and the customers will click on the response. In this case, to set up a question asking for phone numbers, then the text is more, it's better. So the question header would be, please provide your best phone number. And the question description could be, just in case we're not immediately available to respond. Now, you have the option to make this required. If so, the customers will need to respond to that question before they can begin the chat. And if it's not required, they always have the option to, opt out of providing that information. And when you click on Add Question, they will be listed here. You do have space for 3 pre-chat questions. And the reason we kept it to 3 is that the more pre-chat questions the customers have to answer, the less likely they are to begin a chat in the first place. So if you can keep it to just 1 pre-chat question, or perhaps 2, better. Okay, then we have the post-chat question. So this is the same idea as a pre-chat question, but this happens at the end of the chat. So when one of your agents marks the chat as resolved or closed, then a simple pop-up question will appear for the customers. You have the same options here. You have a text, a choice, or you can set up an internal rating question. So a classic question is, please let us know how we did today. And if you set up this question, then the customer will be able to select their rating, kind of like in a star rating system, and they will be able to tell you how you did on Chatterbox. Now, This is not soliciting reviews for your sites such as Facebook or Google. That is done on the actual chat. And I will show you how to do that in just a few moments. Okay, and finally, we have some styling options. So in here, you can customize the way that the chat window looks on your website. So here under Style Preview, this is what the window will look like once Chatterbox is live on your website. And in here, well, you have a chance to upload your company logo. You can change the color of the header. You can change the color of the chat background. And if you're on a video call, you can change the active call background color. Then this is what the widget will look like. So you can change the shape. You can change the icon inside it. You can change the color, of course, and the icon color inside it. Now, this is important if you want to make it stand out on your website, or alternatively, you can make it blend in and have an aesthetically pleasing widget. It all depends on preference in this case. You can change the size, and you can change its position on your website. By default, we recommend bottom right-hand side, as that's where most customers expect the chat widget to be. And once you finish customizing all this, don't forget to click on Save Changes. Okay, so that's it for the settings. It's pretty straightforward, and remember, each agent will have their own version of this dashboard. Okay, let's move on to analytics. So in analytics, you will be able to see various chat statistics. So you'll be able to see how many abandoned sessions you've had. These are chats that came in, but were never responded to by an agent. You can see what is your average time to answer to chats, your total time on chat, your number of chats, and your average chat length. Then here we have a message type counter. So you'll be able to see how many chats have been converted to email conversations, to video chats, or to text messages. If you set up an internal review, you'll be able to see the scores here. And then this is just a graph that tells you how many chats per day you've had. So pretty straightforward. Okay, then we have the payment reports tab. So in here, you can monitor every payment that has been made on Chatterbox. Now, making payments of Chatterbox is an add-on, is an additional feature that we call the text to pay feature. This is not free. It does have a monthly fee and a percentage of each transaction. So basically what this will enable to do is send invoices on Chatterbox, and then your customers will be able to make payments. However, of course, this is optional. If you're interested in knowing more, the rates and everything, send us an email, give us a call, and then we'll put you in contact with our partner company. But for now, what you need to know is that you can see the total payments made here, how many of them have been ACH, how many have been credit card, the payments per day, and a payment history. And that's about it. Okay. Then we have the workflows tab. So this is what we internally call the nudge tool. Everything you do here on the workflows tab is to nudge the customer into starting a conversation with you under certain conditions. We have 4 condition types. So if you click here on Add New, the first one is visit to a specific page URL. What this means is that you can set up your website to, if a customer visits that specific section of your website, then Chatterbox will automatically pop up, and then you can ask them or tell them something. Just as an example, let's imagine that this is my website, and I am running a promotion on dining room benches, for example. So if I click here, I'm a customer. So if I land here, this Chatterbox widget will automatically pop up, and then I, as a dealer, can tell them, hey, I'm running a very good promotion on benches right now. Start a conversation with us and we can give you a discount, or we can give you more information, or we can give you whatever. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this URL here of my own website. and I'll just paste it here in the page URL. Now, I need an operator that will be equal because I have a very specific link. And that's it. I can just use the question header and the question description to tell them or ask them something. In this case, we have excellent deals on benches, right? And this can be applied for every section of your website. It can be a category, it can be a specific product, it can be any page or any section of your website. So that's the first condition. The second one is more basic. It's time on site. So this is the duration in seconds users stay on site. So maybe, I don't know, 180 seconds. This means that if customers spend exactly 180 seconds, then Chatterbox will pop up and then you can tell them something. For example, hey, we noticed you still haven't found what you're looking for. Start a conversation with us so we can tell you more, for example. It can be equal or maybe greater than if they spend more than 180 seconds. Then the third condition is pages visits. So this is how many clicks they've made, visit count per session. So after they made 30 clicks, that is 30 different clicks on your website, they visit 30 different sections, then Chatterbox will pop up and you can tell them something. And finally, we have the return visitor. So this is the duration in hours since users visited last time. So this is when customers return to your website after being away from it for, I don't know, maybe 24 hours. When they visit you again, Chatterbox will greet them with a message. So here in the workflows, you can add as many as you want, as many conditions, but we do recommend caution. Too many pop-ups might become annoying from the customers, so use them sparingly.
Andres, we do have a question regarding the workflows. Question number one is, can you have unique questions for different pages?
Yes, that's definitely possible. So with the first condition, the visit to a specific page URL. So you can have different questions for different pages, right? So any different section of your website can have a question. For example, let's say when they visit flyers, when they visit packages, email savings, everything. The only thing that is not possible, unfortunately, is having multiple questions for the same page. So if I want, when people land on flyers, for example, it's just one question or one message that you can give them. You cannot do multiple questions or messages on the same page. That's the only limitation.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Was there another question?
Nope, that was it.
All right, fantastic. Okay, now here at the bottom, we have a visibility icon. So if you ever need to hide the Chatterbox widget from your website, so this widget, maybe perhaps you went away on vacations, or maybe you're closing down the store temporarily, or you're just getting way too many chats for you to handle, then here on the dashboard, you simply click on this button, and this will cause the widget to disappear. So if I visit the website again, it's gone, right? And then to enable it, simply click it again. And that's it. It should be back on the website. This is useful if you're going away on vacations or something like that. Definitely what you're doing here is you're limiting the ability for your customers to reach out to you. So again, only under special occasions or circumstances. Okay, and finally, we have the Messenger tab. So this is where you'll be spending the majority of your time just responding to chats. So here to the right, we have an inbox section. So you can filter your chats depending on the stores that you have. So it can be for a specific store or maybe all the chats. And then these are buttons that you can use to further filter your chats. So these are all the chats. These are the ones assigned to you or the current user. These are chats that have come in but haven't been claimed by an agent unassigned. These are chats that are still ongoing, open chats. And then these are the chats that have been closed or resolved. So let me show you what it actually looks like when a customer starts a chat. So I have Chatterbox right here. Then, since this Chatterbox has multiple locations, the customers can select which store or maybe department they want to chat with. So I'll select this one. Then this is my pre-chat question. It's just asking me for my best phone number. So I can do that. Or I do have that option to skip that question since I did not make it required. But I'll answer it in this case. Okay, when they click on next, they're prompted to enter their name and an optional message. So I will be Andres today, and my message is just, hello, I need help.
Andres, are you able to search for chat content by keywords?
So when searching chats, unfortunately not, I don't think. It's basically just based on names right now. But that is definitely a feature that has been requested to search chat by content. I do not have an ETA, unfortunately, on that, but yes, the dev team is definitely aware that that is a requirement.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Okay, so on the Chatterbox dashboard, I will be able to see that conversation. Now, from this point, I have two options. Option number one, I did receive a text message on my phone letting me know that there's a new chat. So with my phone, I can just tap on that notification, type on that link, and my phone will open up the Chatterbox dashboard and I can chat with the customer from there. Chatterbox does not use an app that you can download from the Google Play Store or the App Store. Everything is done on the browser. Or option number two, I'm here on my computer and I can just click on that conversation and start chatting with the customer. So this is what the chat interface looks like. Here at the top, we have a status button. So it says assign to me. This is the first button that you want to click or your agents want to click because this will effectively assign the chat to yourself. Meaning that if another agent tries to chat with this person, they won't be able to unless they claim the chat from you. So this is, a little security feature that Chatterbox uses to prevent two agents chatting with the same person at the same time. So yes, I will be able to find this conversation under all, but maybe I'll just go with this is all my conversations. So I can find the conversation right here as well. Now, the button to the left is a resolve button. So this is the last button that you want to press on the conversation. If you press it, the customer on your website will be notified that the chat has been closed and they will be prompted to begin a new conversation. So just make sure that you press it when you're sure that the customer is satisfied, or maybe the customer agreed to come in the store or something along those lines. Okay. Now here in the chat body, I have the pre-chat question. So I have the customer's phone number right here on the chat. And then the customer's message, hello, I need help. And as expected, you can just type in your answer here. And if you go back to the website, the conversation is right there. Okay, back to the dashboard. So here we have four little icons that are used while chatting. So the first one is the text to pay. So this little square with the $sign. If you click here, Chatterbox is just telling us that we don't have the email address or the phone number on file for this customer, but that's fine. Just proceed anyway. And then this is what the invoice creation looks like. It's pretty straightforward. So you can enter an item name, a quantity, and a rate. It'll just calculate the amount. And you can add as many items as you want. Just keep adding. Okay, then we have an invoice number. You can create an invoice number. And then once you set up your account with our partner company, you'll be able to select your merchant account right here. Then we have what payment methods you want to accept, card, bank transfer, or maybe both. Have the customer decide which one. Now, this invoice will get sent as a link for customers, and you can set a link expiration date if you want to. Then here, you can send a receipt after a successful payment for your customers. So in here, just type in the customer's email address. And that's it. Once you click on create a payment link, this invoice will get sent as a Chatterbox message with a link that the customer will be able to click, and they will be able to make a payment. It's as simple as that. Okay, the next icon is the little star icon. So this is the icon that we use to solicit reviews. Now, you can add as many review locations as you want. So if you have a Google, if you have a Facebook account, Yelp, whatever you have, we are the ones that set that up in the backend for you. So all we need from you is the actual links of your stores or locations. So your Facebook link, your Google link, we can just plug them in the backend of Chatterbox. And once we do that, you will be able to solicit reviews from your customers. So in this case, you can select, okay, I want to direct this customer to Google, direct them to Facebook, or both, maybe have the customer decide where. And it comes with a pretty standard message. Hey, Andres, we appreciate your business. If you'd like to leave us a review, so click on request a review. It will get sent as a Chatterbox message. So the customer will be able to see that in the conversation. So the customer will click here, and then Chatterbox will prompt them, hey, is this a positive experience or negative experience? If it's negative, then the customers will be prompted to enter a star rating and then to enter the review right here. Once they click on post, it will get sent as a Chatterbox message, meaning that it won't be posted to your review sites. Alternatively, if they click on a positive experience, then they will be shown the links to your Google, your Facebook, or whatever you want to direct them to. And they can leave the reviews there. Okay, okay, I'm seeing the chat is lighting up. Let's see here.
Yes, we do have a few questions here, just waiting for a moment to get through for you. So question number one, can you limit access for different agents to see the conversations?
Oh, good question. The answer is no, unfortunately. All agents will be able to see all conversations. What you can limit is if agents can reassign chats to themselves. If you remember, when we were creating the store, we selected this little checkbox, allow agents to reassign conversations. If this is off, it means that the administrator will be the one to reassign chats to agents. Of course, I mean, this is great if you want to limit your agent's ability to make those kind of decisions. But unfortunately, it's a little hard to manage because only the admin will have access to that. So really, the answer is no. No, you can't. Not at the moment.
Okay. The next question, if we have time for this, if the customer does not provide their email or phone number, will you still be able to reach out and connect with them if they're not active on the website, or once they're gone, they're gone?
So it depends. So if they decide not to provide their phone number and or email, then yeah, unfortunately, the only way to really talk to them is while they're on your website. So when they're here, right? If they navigate away from your website and let's say come back after 1 day or 2 days or whatever it is, the chat will still be there. Of course, this is depending on the customer's device and their cookie settings, their cache settings. For example, if a customer is visiting your website in incognito mode or in safe mode or private search or anything along those lines, then yes, once they click, once they close your website, then the chat will essentially be gone. But under most normal circumstances, the chat will still be there. So you still have a chance to chat with them, even if you didn't respond to them on time. So the answer is yes, kind of. It really depends on what kind of device or settings the customer has.
Perfect, thank you. One more question, if we've got time for this. On the Chatterbox payments, Does the link to the payments work only through the Chatterbox interface, or can you send it through an SMS message?
Yes, you can. So these conversations, as you remember, still start on your website. So this is a web chat. However, if you have the customer's phone number, you can definitely transition the chat to SMS, for example. So if you click on SMS, you can just send a payment link directly to their phone number. And I will show you how to do that in just a moment. But the answer is yes.
Great. All right. We do have more questions, but I'll take care of those a little bit later in the training. I'll let you keep on going. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Okay, so yeah, the second icon is for reviews. The third icon is just the emoji. And the fourth icon, the paperclip, you can actually send files to your customers using Chatterbox. So you can send images, you can send spreadsheets, documents, whatever it is you need. And the cool thing is the customers on your website also have access to this paperclip, so they can provide files to you as well, maybe payment tickets or receipts or anything along those lines. Okay, now to the right, we have the customer information pane. So in this pane, you'll be able to find information about your customers. So up at the top, we have their name. And then here we have the address of the store that they selected. Then here we have if they're available for a video call, which in this case, Andres is because he is right here on my website. So if you click on this button, start a call, you'll be taken to an interface very similar to Zoom, in which you will be able to set up your call and begin a live chat with them, a video chat, sorry. Of course, once you set up the call, the customer will receive a notification, an invitation. If they want to join this video chat, they can accept or decline, of course. And if they accept, they'll follow the same steps to set up their call. And that's it. You can have a video chat with them. This is a cool feature if you want to show them around the store, or if you want to showcase a specific product, or if you just want to have a face-to-face conversation with them. Here we have the assigned agent. So this is who is currently managing this chat. If you want to reassign it to someone else, or if you're someone else and want to reassign it to you, all you need to do is click on this blue button and select yourself or someone else, and that's it. Then we have the client information. Oh, sorry, I closed it. Okay. So in here, we have the customer's email and the customer's phone number. Of course, these are not populated by default because we don't know that information. So you have two options. Option number one is set up as a pre-chat question, like we did here. So we have the phone number. I'm just going to copy this phone number. And if I click on this pencil icon, I can just paste it here and set phone number. And that's it. It will be here. This just means that I have this phone number on file for this customer. And for the email, I can do the same, or I can just ask for the email while chatting. And the best way to do that is click on the pencil icon, and there is a button that says request user's email. This will get sent as a Chatterbox message. So if we check the conversation, there it is. It's just asking for enter your email here. So, okay, my email is customer@email.com. I can check this disclaimer. I agree to be contacted in the future and click continue. And that's it. The customer provided their email address. It should automatically be populated here. If that doesn't happen, it just means that it didn't refresh properly. So just switch conversations. Okay, and there it is. So great. Now I have these two vital pieces of information from the customer on file. And with these, I can finally transition this chat into email or text conversation. And I will show you how to do that in a bit. Then we have the customer's current location. We have the customer's current time. And then this link is the section of your website that they were at when they began the chat. We have the customer's web browser and the customer's IP address. Then here we have the last browse pages. So this will contain a history of 10 different sections of your website basically the last 10 links that they visited or the last 10 sections. So you can more or less track what they were looking for. You can more or less track, what they want. And then here we have some private notes. So you can add private notes for these customers. For example, this customer prefers red appliances. So this is visible for your agents and yourself only. Okay, and finally, we can transition these web chats into SMS or email. The first step, as we mentioned, is having either of those pieces of information. And once we do, you come in here to the reply via button right here above the chat, and you click it. Select SMS, for example. And then any messages that you type in here on the chat box will get sent directly into the customer's phone. And the customer can use their native SMS application on their phone to respond to you in a very natural way. However, the agents will still need to use the Chatterbox dashboard to speak with this customer via text. This is, of course, to protect your agent's personal information. And if you want to do the same for email, you can. So click here, click reply via email, and then every message that you type in here will get sent directly to the customer's email as specified here.
Andres,
And that's
question
it.
on the SMS. Does the
Sure.
video chat option work via SMS as well, or no?
Yes, it does. So if you click on SMS and you send them a video chat, then they will get a link saying that, hey, you have this agent wants to start a video chat with you. It will still take them to the kind of like the Chatterbox dashboard. So all the video chats will work through here from the Chatterbox dashboard. So yes.
Great, thank you.
Sure. And well, that's pretty much all I had. Was there any other questions that I can answer?
We do have a few more follow-up questions. One of the questions is, when the chat window is open, does that chat window follow the user to different pages if they navigate through the site?
Yes. Yes, it should. So if you click here, you navigate to a different place. For example, I just clicked on the Shop by Brand. The chat is still there. So yes.
Great. Question of the request for reviews. Can you customize the request?
Well, you can customize the message. So if you click here, you can select which location, and then you can definitely customize this message. But that's about it. Just the message.
Okay, perfect. And then another question for us real quick. So the voicemail option, can guests leave a voice message?
A voice message? No, unfortunately. I mean, you can definitely begin, video calls or voice conversations from here, but you cannot leave a voice message. No.
And then another question for us. Can you have specific agents assigned to specific departments in the chat, or is it all?
Yes. So when you're creating your store, for example, see here how I have different agents to different departments in this case. So yeah, I can assign, for example, just one agent to a specific department if that's the only person I want to answer those types of questions. Or I can have all my agents or just some of them. So yes, you can definitely assign multiple agents or different agents to different locations or departments.
Great, perfect. This is a big question here. So during video chat, and I'm assuming we know the answer to this one, during the video chat, we talked about showing them the floor, the showroom floor. Chatterbox works on the dashboard, obviously. So when you're wanting to take advantage of the video option, showing them the floor, you wouldn't necessarily want to move the entire computer around. The mobile option, as far as being on a laptop or an iPad or even a phone, is that an available feature?
Yes. So as we mentioned in the beginning, Chatterbox doesn't really have a dedicated app that you can download from the Google Play Store or the App Store. So everything happens on the browser. Even if you're, for example, using an iPhone or an Android or an iPad, whatever device you're using will work with Chatterbox. And if you begin a video chat, it will be on the actual browser. So yes, it definitely works for any device, that has a camera and a microphone. Yes.
Perfect. All right, move on forward here. If the customer provides their email in Chatterbox so that they can reach out, can they also not consent to future contact?
Yes. So there was a little privacy disclaimer when they provide that information. If they don't check that, if they leave that unchecked, then yes, they're basically opting out from, future marketing and all that. So yes, they can.
Perfect. And can the guests request a video chat, or is that just the agent that's able to request that?
It's just the agents, yes. So the agents can begin a video chat, and yeah, the customers cannot request it. They can just accept it.
Perfect. All right, and let's see. We've got another one here. For the email consent, does that look different on the Chatterbox screen?
For the email consent, not really. It's, when customers are providing their email, the read more basically just takes them to a section of the Arduous website, letting them know that, hey, you're providing this information so we can reach out to you and, whatnot. But if opted out, then yeah, you're kind of like opting out for remarketing emails and all that. But, you can still reach out to them. So no, it will look the same, basically. It has no difference.
All right, perfect. And then let's see here. We've got, if we engage with the customer via SMS and we mark the conversation as resolved, is the customer able to text and reopen that conversation?
Yes. So in that particular case, if the conversation is moved away from the web and the customer just texts back, then yes, this conversation will be open and you'll be notified that, hey, there is a chat here with this little orange circle that appears next to the chat, letting you know that yes, the customer texted back.
Perfect. All right. The name and optional message, is that required or can they change that? And I think that's earlier on in the setup there, the name and optional message. Is it required to have that there?
Oh yes, when they're beginning the chat. Yes, unfortunately, there's no really customization for the initial screens of Chatterbox as of now. So yes, there will always be prompted for their name and an optional message for now. Yes.
Perfect. All right, that's all the questions I have on this end.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, I mean, that's all I had really. This is basically the Chatterbox dashboard and all the features. So yeah, if you guys haven't received already, you can definitely request that little form so you can sign up for Chatterbox, or just contact your CAM, contact customer service, and we can hook you up.
Perfect. All right, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining us for the webinar today. This webinar is recorded. We will be able to send out a copy to you if you need it. And there is that survey. Again, it's super short. We'd really appreciate your feedback. And then if you have any additional questions that we can answer for you, again, reach out to your account manager, reach out to our support staff, and let us know. We'd love to hear from you. There will be another webinar coming up that is going to go over WebFronts reviews. So if you'd like to join in on that, keep your eyes peeled for the email. And again, thank you all very much for joining us today. Have a great day.